If you have existing GIS features for cells or fluxes that were created outside of the SBAS toolbox, the features and values can be imported into your SBAS alternative. We'll be using tool 3A to import GIS values into our SBAS alternative. So ahead of time, I went ahead and created a new alternative called Lake Erie Demo. And I have some cells and fluxes that are GIS shapefiles that I want to use for my sediment budget features. So first I'm going to import my cells. And then you can correlate what fields from your existing GIS shapefile go into the SBAS alternative fields. So for this particular shapefile, I only have a handful of fields, and I only want to use the reach field. In this case, the reach field is really giving me the name of my cell. We also have an option for duplicate geometries OK. If this option is selected, this means that you plan on using the same geometry more than one time in different alternatives. So the alternative would represent a different set of conditions, but you can still use the same location. So I'm going to click Run. Once I click Run, it's going to take those values from that shapefile and import them into my sediment budget. So first, we're going to go ahead and do this with our littoral cells, and then we're going to do the same process, but run it with our sediment fluxes. So I'm going to go back into my Lake Erie demonstration alternative. I'm going to browse to the feature class or shapefile that I want to use. And then you want to connect what fields from your shapefile match what fields in our SBAS alternative. So for this one, we are going to import some values. So I'm going to use my flux ID that's going to represent the flux name. And this time I'm going to use my Q value field. And this Q value I'm going to do with my Q recent value. And then click OK, or click Run. This is going to run with the same process. It goes through each feature that is within your feature class or your shapefile and imports it into your local SBAS database and inserts it into your current alternative. And since this time we did import values, it went ahead and recomputed the residual. So based on the direction of our sediment fluxes, it knew if the sediment flux was a source or a sink for each littoral cell and went ahead and recomputed our residual.